Hello everyone, back with another video with a very interesting topic, that is immunity. So, we all are worried about this immunity. We will be thinking why we are getting frequently of this fever, and why is this infection always happening? Why? What is the cause? What is the reason? So, for all these things, let us understand about immunity. In order to understand this, why we are all always affected by fever, cough, cold, and all these things. Why is that? That is because of our immunity. So today, let us learn about immunity. So immunity means, actually there are two types of immunity. One is innate immunity, other one is acquired immunity. Innate immunity is the immunity which is present within us. Acquired immunity is the immunity which is acquired during our lifetime. So, let us learn about immunity. So, let us begin our chapter of immunity. So, coming to the innate immunity. What is this innate immunity? Innate immunity is also called as natural immunity or native immunity, which provides us the early line of defense against the microorganisms. So, actually our skin, that is also a natural immunity. Skin also it is having many of the useful microorganisms. So, without which we cannot survive. So, skin is having a natural microorganisms, natural it is called as fauna. Fauna means microorganisms. So, it is having natural microorganisms which are required for our body. So, without, like E. coli is a best example for this thing. And also the fermentation process which takes place in the batter. So, that is due to yeast. That is all the natural microorganisms which are required daily in our life process. So, skin is having natural microorganisms which are required for our daily living process, like natural barriers, natural immunity it is called. So, skin itself has a very useful microorganisms present in it. So, let us understand. So, natural immunity is the immunity which is present naturally, like in order to fight against the harmful microorganisms. So, skin has a natural hair present, so that itself is also a kind of natural immune response present in our body. So, the skin has a natural hair present, that itself is also an example for natural immunity. So, coming to this is about innate immunity, that is natural immunity. So, coming to the acquired immunity. What is this acquired immunity? Acquired immunity is also called as adaptive immunity, in which the system, our body system, recognizes and reacts to a large number of microbial or non-microbial substances. So, this is called as acquired immunity. It is acquired during our lifetime. That is called as acquired immunity. So, we have to understand about antigens and antibodies. What are these antigens? Antigens are any such foreign substances that our body recognizes it as antigens, are the foreign substances or the foreign materials which our body does not accept it. So, our body fights against these antigens, producing antibodies. That natural immunity is the natural antibodies. Artificial immunity is the immunity acquired from external sources. So, let us learn about now innate immunity. It is comprised of different components including physical barriers, tight junctions in the skin, epithelial and mucous membrane surfaces, mucus itself, and nose also has hairs. So that all that are a contribution of natural immune response. So that the foreign substance, that is antigens are known as foreign substance which should not directly go inside our body. For that purpose, the natural immunity, the nose itself is also having hairs inside the nose. All those are the natural immunity which is present. Skin also is having hair, nose also is having hair inside. All these are the natural immune response, so that the foreign substance, that is antigen, that is maybe living or non-living, so that should not directly enter into our body. For that purpose, the hairs are present in nose and skin, like that. That is all natural immune response. So, what are the anatomical barriers? Epithelial and phagocytic cell enzymes, that is lysozymes. All these are inside the body. So, natural immunity producing lysozymes, phagocytes, which include neutrophils, monocytes, macrophages. All these are the things. Innate immunity involves barriers that keep harmful materials from entering your body. So, skin itself acts as a barricade. So, it acts as a barrier against germs and protects our body from external environment, from external attacks by pathogens, that is pathogenic microorganisms. So, these barriers form the first line of defense. So, this is called as the first line of defense in our body. So, natural body hairs, which are also a defense mechanism present naturally to protect ourselves from external environmental factors. Okay, these are the things everybody should understand. So, coming to the innate immunity, it is very rapid. The innate immunity is the immunity which is present within us. That is very rapid against antigens. Antigens are the foreign substances which our body does not accept it. So, antigens, it might be living or non-living. So, our body will be trying to throw that antigen out of our body. So, our body does not want the antigens, and it recognizes antigens as a foreign substance in our body. So, our body does not accept the antigens which are foreign substances in our body. Those antigens need to be thrown away from our body. For that purpose, all this immunity, innate immunity, acquired immunity, all those things we have to understand in detail. So, coming to the innate immunity. So, naturally, the body has immunity itself. So, first what happens? The body itself tries to fight these antigens, that is pathogenic microorganisms. The body itself tries. If the body fails to eradicate these microorganisms, pathogenic microorganisms, if the body does not cooperate itself first by then the external, like antibiotics, all that we take, so that is due to the lack of innate immunity. Due to the lack of innate immunity, we have to administer antibodies externally. So, actually what is this Ayurvedic and homeopathy? All those we take, that is to build the body, to develop the immunity from inside. So, homeopathy, Ayurvedic, all that are very good, but the treatment is a long process. You cannot get the immunity just in 1 or 2 days. So, it requires a minimum of at least 6 months to 1 year. Homeopathy at least requires 6 months of treatment, so that the body gets immunity from inside. So, your body will be capable of fighting the antigens which are recognized as foreign, and due to this innate immunity which is built inside our body can itself fight the foreign substances and throw the pathogenic microorganisms by fighting against those foreign substances. So, all these homeopathy, Ayurvedic, they are all trying to provide us innate immunity, that is naturally they are trying to build immunity within our body so that our body can fight against the infection naturally. So that is very much important. So what are this innate immunity? It comprises of macrophages. Macrophages primary like white blood cells, WBC. All those are naturally actually white blood cells. During fever and the white blood cells will be very high so that our body will be trying to fight against the infection, that is fever, whatever the antigen, whatever the foreign substance has entered into our body causing fever, and during that time the WBC count will be very high, so that first initially the body tries to fight against the disease, whatever the infection. If that fails, only then the external antibodies, that is antibiotics and more things like that we take. Now that all that are needed if the body fail to fight naturally. Okay. So coming to the natural killer cells, dendritic cells, neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, all these are natural innate immune response. These naturally they try to eradicate the antigens from our body. So as I already told, antigens are the foreign substances which they, due to the presence of antigens, they trigger the body to produce immunity in the body. So producing antibodies. So antigens and antibodies. Due to the presence of antigens, antibodies are produced in our body. So coming to the acquired immunity. What is known as acquired immunity? Acquired immunity is also known as adaptive immunity, which is of two types, that is B cells and T cells are involved. So B cell, that is B lymphocytes are produced, T cells, T lymphocytes are produced. All these are antibodies which are produced in our body, acquired immunity. So, what is this acquired immunity? Let us learn in detail. What is this? If the immunity that develops during the person's, it is the immunity that develops during the person's lifetime. So, during the lifetime process, this acquired immunity is obtained. There are two types of acquired immunity known as active immunity and passive immunity. What is this active immunity? Active immunity, it is developed due to the production of antibodies in one's own body. So, it is produced in one's own body, that is active immunity. Passive immunity means it is developed by antibodies that are produced outside and then introduced into our body. So active immunity, for example, there are natural factors like due to infections, all those things, antibodies are produced within our body, like due to the production of antibodies in one's own body. So there is no administration from external source. So passive immunity is that it is developed by antibodies that are produced outside and then introduced into the body. That is known as passive. So passive mode of administration of antibody. Okay, so see, let us take an example. So natural factors like infections, due to the infections, antibodies are produced. So, and maternal antibodies. What are these maternal antibodies? So, after the childbirth, the mother gets a secondary immune response in her body naturally. So, after the delivery, the mother gets a secondary immune response and she will be more immune herself. So, artificial means is by administration of vaccination, and like administration of monoclonal antibodies, all those are artificial means of administration. So what is this active immunity and passive immunity? Let us know the differences. So active immunity means immunity you develop after being exposed to an infection or from getting a vaccine. There are two types of active immunity, natural immunity and artificial immunity. Natural immunity means antibodies made after exposure to an infection. So, artificial immunity is that antibodies are made after getting a vaccination. So, active immunity, there are two types, natural immunity and artificial immunity. So in passive immunity also there are two types, natural immunity and artificial immunity. So what is passive immunity? Immunity you acquire from someone or something else. Passive. The name itself indicates passively. So that all in that also there are two types, natural and artificial. Natural is that antibody is transmitted from mother to baby. That is natural transmission through mother's milk. So that is a natural process. So that is a natural process. What is artificial process? Artificial process is that antibodies acquired from an immune serum medicine. Serum means it is a straw colored liquid. From that itself all the analysis will be done in the blood. So when you centrifuge the blood you get serum. That is a straw colored liquid which has all the antibodies, and all the tests will be conduct is that after centrifugation you get a straw colored liquid known as serum. That is the another thing we have to analyze in our body. That is the thing which from which we will come to know what infections, what are the things happening, what are present in our blood and things like that. We determine you analyzing the serum. So this is all about active and passive immunity. I hope it was informative. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.